All right, so today is Pokemon Day, and as we thought, as we had predicted, Gen 10 is finally announced. Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. And this game actually looks pretty good. I think one of the initial things that people point out whenever we saw the trailer is that the water looks awesome, and I think that is important because, for one of the games is called Pokemon Waves, right? So you probably think that the water should look pretty good. And it does. I think it does. The other important thing, speaking of water, is that you can dive under the water, apparently. There is a whole underwater sections of the map, which is very cool. The game looks to be, obviously, pretty open world. We still have 3D models, but they do look, I will say, a lot of the 3D models look a little bit different. They look more textured, look a little bit more refined. We saw a Pikachu that looked like it had some different animations. And then, of course, we got the starter reveals, right? This is always the big contention. This is the thing that makes the internet go crazy, is seeing the new starters, theorizing about what they're going to be able to evolve into. And yeah, this is always super fun to see. So first we have Brout. I'm assuming Brout or probably Brout, who looks kind of like a Rowlet knockoff. I'm not gonna lie to you. It honestly looks like a cross between an Angry Birds character and Rowlet. That's honestly what it looks like. But I mean, I'm not gonna judge too quickly. I'm always really light to judge on the starters because the main thing I care about is what their final evolution looks like. So if this ends up looking like, I'm not worried about a Pokemon, a small little baby Pokemon is gonna level up in like 10 levels after you get it, and then I'm never gonna think about it again, right? So I said we have Pombon, who is very clearly, this is our fire starter, very clearly has some Pomeranian likenesses. Of course, it's very cute, and hopefully it stays on all four legs. Hopefully, you would think, right? You know, it's a dog Pokemon, so hopefully the dog Pokemon would stay on all fours, but that is not always the case. And then finally we have Gekwa. Gekwa, I've seen get a lot of comparisons to like the Littlest Pet Shop, like little lizard, which is really funny. And I think out of the three, Gekwa is the most like unique looking. Like it looks like it's not even like supposed to be a Pokemon. Like it's kind of like a fake mon, right? And this is the starter I think I'm going to be picking just off of first rip. No surprise there. Some people theorize, since this region seems to be very much like based in like Indonesia, and so a lot of people are thinking that it might evolve into like some like really cool like Komodo Dragonmon, which that would be really cool if that was the case. But yeah, the game, it seems to be a lot more like island centric. Like there's a lot of just like smaller islands, kind of like Alola, but Alola was a lot more linear, right? And we hadn't really reached that open world point yet. So this is going to be probably a lot of water, right? You know, IGN 7.8 out of 10. It's probably going to be their rating for these games. But we haven't seen the box legendaries. We also have not seen if there's going to be a gimmick. I believe I would imagine there is going to be a gimmick. There has been for the past like 5 gens, so or 4 gens, I guess. And the biggest thing that I honestly want to focus on out of all of this is that this game is releasing in 2027. Now, right before this trailer released, I would have assumed this game was going to release 2026. You know, Pokemon can't miss that holiday game that's going to make them a lot of money. But the fact that they are doing it 2026 and it looks like this already, like if this game shipped like as is, like I haven't seen any like true gameplay, right? I mean, this is obviously in game and engine, but things are looking up. Pokemon might be getting back their reputation, I guess. They might be winning back some people. It's been a long 5 years, I will say, since, you know, the Sword and Shield tree debacle, and then comboing that into Scarlet and Violet. Like, man, it's been rough, right? As a Pokemon player who has been a Pokemon player since as long as I can remember, well over 20 years, it is very nice to see to see a Pokemon game that looks really good. It genuinely does, and I have high hopes, and I think that Pokemon Company always had the potential to deliver something like this. And they could have even done this on the Switch. Like, I genuinely think they could have done this just on the Switch. It's going to be a Switch 2 game. But I think they could have done something like this on the Switch. But they were so, you know, they pressed Scarlet and Violet so hard. And it was just a textureless, bland game. The game was fun, but it could have been so much better, right? And so I just hope there's just more depth. There's more, like, I want to see Pokemon, like, in this, like, underwater section. I want to see, like, to be able to, like, use, like, different Pokemon instead of, like, just a regular, like, oh, this Pokemon, like, you have a Lapras to pull you on the water. Like, well, what if I had, like, a Whiscash or a Blastoise, you know, like, or my starter, my water starter. Like, what if I do that? Like, can I do that? You know, like, any Pokemon that can learn Surf can automatically carry me across the waves, right? Like, that would, like visually, like, that would be really cool. And it just makes the world feel more alive and just immerses you in the world. And so I'm looking forward to it. You know, 2027, that is obviously a long ways off. Whether they release it in the beginning, like in January or February release date, or a summer release date. I could see like a summer release date, just kind of like the vibe of it. You know, it's an island. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of these new Pokemon games. Some people hate them, some people love them. Of course, that's just Pokemon community, right? You either have to extremely hate something that Pokemon is releasing, or you have to love it. I mean, just like with the Fire Red and Leaf Green debacle, literally last week. So leave a sub and a like if you enjoyed this video, and then comment and let me know what you think. I have been a Bone. I'll see you guys all in the next one.